Okay, well, let's continue on our path through Jonah with Jonah 1:14. I'm going to divide this verse into two parts. Let's start with the first part. All right, so see if you can pronounce this. Vayikaru el Adonai, or Yahweh, Vayomeru. Okay, now this should be a fairly, this first one and last word should be a fairly familiar form. If not, let's seal the deal right now with this video. So we have Vav Patak doubling here. We have Vav Patak doubling here. Now you should know Al Yahweh or Al Yahweh or Al Adonai, if you don't want to say the name of God for reverential purposes, is to Yahweh or to the Lord. The translation, I might as well give you the translation. It is, and they called to Yahweh, and they said. Okay? So, do you remember this? The Vav Patak doubling is what? It's the converted imperfect, or the preterite, the past tense form. The yod, what does the yod indicate? The yod indicates that the subject is a masculine subject. It's third masculine. It's a he or a they. And then the sharuk at the end tells you it's a they group of men. So we've done this before. Let's analyze it. Vav Patak doubling tells you it's converted. Yod tells you it's third masculine, which is either he or they, group of masculines. It also tells you it's an imperfect tense. Kara is the word to call, and then the sharuk tells you it's a plural. It's not the he version of third masculine. It's the third masculine plural, they, group of masculine. So again, the yod tells you it's imperfect, and the Vav Patak doubling converts it to a past tense. Not true. Actually, this is a historically past tense, a remnant of an old, long time ago past tense in Hebrew. But sometimes it's called a converted imperfect. I call it preterite. Probably by the end of this course, we'll call it preterite. Okay? So, and they called to Yahweh, and they said. This is the same thing, except it's Amar instead of Kara. Kara means to call. Amar means to say. So this is a G stem, ground stem, Grundstamm in German, or the call stem, the base. You don't need to know that yet. It's the basic stem. It's the one that everything we've done with a verb has been that basic stem. It's converted imperfect, third masculine plural, they, from Kara. Okay, now, but that's review. Let's look at the rest of this first part of the verse. Can you pronounce it? Ana Yahweh, Alna, No vada, benefesh, Segelitz, they accent the second to last syllable. Benefesh, ha'ish, hazeh. Okay, what does this translate at? Something like this. Oh, ana. You know, we say, oh, they said, ana. Interjections. Ana, oh, Yahweh. And this is the sailors, they're praying. They're about to throw Jonah overboard, and they're saying, we just want to make sure we're right with you. Are we okay with you, God? You're not going to fry us because we throw your prophet overseas. You know, I know you're upset with him, but sometimes, you know, it's okay for me to be upset with my brother. It's not okay for you to be upset with my brother. Is it okay if we throw this guy overboard, you know? Oh, Yahweh, not let us perish. Let us not perish. So you may know lo, lamed aleph, is the word for not under normal circumstances. All is another word for not in command kind of situations. Don't let us perish. They're not really commanding God. They're basically imploring him, pleading him, please, don't let us perish. So the all tells you that it's not only a not, but it's a not command of sorts. Not let us perish. And the na is kind of like the, I don't know, it's not really translatable. It's kind of like a, and so, Lord, you know, we're praying today. It goes along with commands. When I see when I see this all, and I see the na, I'm thinking we're in command. We're in imperative territory. There's another word for this one here that I think I won't tell you. Okay, it's cohortative, but you don't need to know that at all. That's a special kind of command. But I want to look at this novada in a second. I'll come right back to novada, and that'll be the real thing to learn from this video, the novada. But by the soul of this man, we've had ze, the demonstrative pronoun. Here it's being used as a demonstrative adjective because it's modifying man, ish. An adjective has to agree with the noun it goes with in gender, number, and definiteness. Man is masculine, ze is masculine. Ish is singular, ze is singular. The hey tells you there's a the on the front. Ze has a the, hey patak doubling on the front. The reason why is it a kamatz instead of a hey patak doubling? Because olives don't do doubling. Not in my contract. I'm a guttural. I don't have to do that. And so, well, fine. We'll just lengthen this to compensate. Compensatory lengthening. Okay, so, oh Yahweh, do not let us perish because of the life of this man. And soul here, really soul is a bad translation for nephesh in the Old Testament. It's really life. The soul is the whole person, the living being, body and spirit, is the nephesh, a living being. But I put it there just because I want you to know that it's nephesh, an important theological word in the Old Testament. Okay, so I want us to learn this. So the word is avad. It means to destroy, or it can mean to perish. The new is something new, and that is, it is a first common plural. So yod, we saw yod in the earlier part of this verse, that yod means either the subject is a he or they. He if it's singular, they if it's plural, and imperfect. Well, the new is the letter you add to the front of an imperfect when you want to say we. So the yod means the subject is either he or they. The new means the subject is we. Or here, let us. Us, we, same thing, referring to my party, my group. So what is the takeaway from this video? That new is on the front of a word, on the front of a verb, new is a indication that the subject is we. And it is a imperfect. So the imperfect tense adds stuff on the front. The perfect tense adds stuff on the end. So if you have a verb and you add a yod on the front, it means the subject is either a he or a they. If you have a word and you add a new on the front, it's imperfect and the subject is a we. All right. Well, that is, so this means let us perish. Now, the kamatz hey is another hint. There's several hints here that you're in imperative type territory. Na, the kamatz hey, let us perish. It is a, like I said, it's a cohortative is what it's called. It's a first person command. Again, you don't need to know the details because we'll do imperatives later on in this series. What I want you to know from this video is that a nu on the front of a verb is an indicator of imperfect in the first common plural, or the we as the subject. A nu can mean other things, but for this video, a nu on the front of a verb might mean we, and it might mean a we imperfect. It's a we imperfect. And that is all we have for this particular video.